saying.
Yes, sir.
For
No,
real.
I'm saying.
If we were from anywhere in America, E-Man is so from New York.
Dead ass.
Well, no, alright, what area? What area? Because you could be from the Bronx, you could be from Harlem,
Nah, oh, that's a good
Brooklyn.
question. I don't know. You just got a New York energy about you. Like I could put you in any of the 5 boroughs, but if I had to pick, Brooklyn or Harlem,
I'm saying Harlem. Definitely Harlem.
coming with the dip set.
Just
Yeah,
leaning
man.
like
Diplomats.
It has to be done.
Diplomats anthem, fam.
For real. The national anthem. Please stand up.
That's the only national anthem we recognize on this pod. You get?
Facts. That and talking the hardest.
Oh, but what about talking
yeah.
Up? Yeah,
For sure.
hardest,
That's the UK one.
You might stand up, rise.
For sure. Let's get into it, lads. So the first topic of today is on the UK rapper Octavian. It's been reported that he has been beating up his ex-girlfriend, been giving her loads of abuse, and it spanned a couple of years, and it surfaced a couple of years ago, I think maybe last year, but now there's been new allegations. Yeah, there have been new allegations in the clip circulating online of him just doing bad things to her, and he's been dropped by his label. So just get your guys' opinion on it.
That's the quickest I've seen someone get cancelled, less than 24 hours.
In and out the door, like Grandpa Simpson, just
gone.
It wasn't even that. No, because first he got dropped by his management, and that was a few weeks back.
Say what?
Then he got dropped by his management. Then he got dropped by his label.
See, someone said they knew that this was coming, as in like she was leading up to this. Not that this makes it any better or any worse, but like, or people feel there's a lot of parties that were complicit in this and like knew he had a problem or knew what he was doing and just chose to ignore it.
Yeah, because there was allegations last year, and I think it was similar stuff, but I don't think it almost got brushed aside because there was no. It's kind of funny how when you see something that kind of gives you the confirmation you need, because what was being said was basically similar to what we saw in the video, and the video was obviously just like terrible. So
that video was
the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, for real. There's nothing he could do, and then what? It's when there's nothing he can. There's no way in which he can defend himself for me, because it's the fact when he goes, I'll beat you up because you're being a CUNT. And that's for me. That I was like, yo, it's over. Like, what are you doing here? What are you really doing here? You know,
for real.
And the music's not that good that I'm gonna be like, yo. Even if his music was that good, I shouldn't say that. But like, it's an easy door to close. And I think he'll find it very next to impossible to even get the same caliber of fame that he had now.
Yeah, because it's sad. His start was very bright. He had quite like a good little run at the beginning, and he gained a lot of traction. And I think he's talented. It's just obviously, people. I think nowadays people buy into people nowadays more than the artist, almost in a way. Well, they do buy into the music as well, but if the person is like terrible nowadays, you're not going to survive. So
no, that's a fact.
I
don't. Yeah, he'll live to. I mean, he's trying to say that he's going to fight against it and all of the normal noise that we hear from people when they get put in these situations, but it's over. And you know what? I was talking about this the other day with someone. I was like, yo, CB would have been done now.
Chris Brown
would have curtains.
If the situation happened now.
Today.
Yeah. Listen, exit stage left.
Yes, purely because I don't want to say just about age, innit? Because he was very young when it happened. But I think, if he did this, do you mean as in if he did it as his age now, or
even if he did it, even as a youngster now, I think it would be curtains.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's hard for me to think of a way why he wouldn't.
Yeah, nah. I don't. It's crazy that in 2009 we even just that kind of bypassed it and just like, oh well, he can still go on to be one of the most successful musicians ever. But what he did was crazy. What happened in that situation was crazy.
Yeah, but I think the thing is with that, like actually happening, for me, it just felt like a lot of people forgave him and allowed him to learn and grow up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with Octavian's situation, a lot of people can then turn around and learn to forgive him and allow him to grow up. It's life. I mean, of course, there are some individuals, there are some women out there who have been physically abused, been sexually abused. Do you know what I'm saying? Mentally abused. And it's like, they will never, like, they've been tortured, basically. Like, traumatized. And for them to move on, like, I don't know how to put it in words, but it's going to be very hard for them to accept that person back into their life. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't see them forgiving Octavian for his, more so because his is that you can't escape it. Like, his was on camera, broad day. Like, they caught you doing this shit 4K, my guy. It's over.
And I guess with the Chris Brown thing, on your point, Demi, he kind of also got helped a bit because Rihanna forgave him to some degree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, there's a large, overwhelming amount of people who still don't forgive him for it. But the fact that Rihanna has kind of almost helps him to some degree.
Yeah, and on top of that, I will say, Octavian's the most damning thing against him is the fact that there's that video, like that more or less curtains for him. Really makes it really difficult for him to do anything really now, because I think, you know, CB didn't have the it didn't have the videos, so we only saw pictures of the aftermath. But we was like, it felt like you was in that room that day when Octavian was doing a mazza.
The report says it usually happened after his use of cocaine or any kind of like substance, and it's a bit sad that you know artists this young, I guess he's like maybe a little bit younger than us, but like allow these substances to do these kind of things to them. Because I'm not going to sit here and condemn him for putting himself in that situation, but you can't treat people that way, like even if you're on drugs or not. So it's not a good look at all.
I don't think it should be like, it's like that's like saying people who get violent when they're drunk. It's like, I don't see, that's not an excuse for me. I think situations can go more left because one is drunk, but I don't think it should be the reason to ever hit someone.
So what should happen to him at this point, do you reckon?
Rehab.
Do you think in the public eye that is enough of a punishment though?
No, not for a while. I don't think they'll ever forgive him, more so because that video will always be there.
I mean, his career's already over, so maybe rehab might even just help. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Fix yourself personally, and then I guess, the rehab thing, that's, go fix yourself, go get the help you need. Because if
rehab,
when you do
absence, and then just, do you get what I'm saying? Like, just being absent and then obviously coming back into the music game. Because the thing is, now he's in the music game, but he's a writer, he's a producer. So if he wants, he could just be the guy that's just silent. Because that's one thing in the music industry. There's a lot of people who are writers, and there's a lot of people who are producers. Of course, there's the A-listers, but then there are a bunch of other people who are a bunch of millionaires. They just move silent.
Yeah, so maybe, but it's going to be difficult because even people attached to him, or if it gets out that he produced that song or he wrote that song, it'll look janky in the light, and that's the thing. You even got to look at people are going at Skepta for being like, "Yo, how are you associated with this many people?" Skepta has got close affiliations with Ian Connor, ASAP Bari, Solo 45, and now this. So, like, even just being affiliated with these sort of people can impact you as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's got to, I guess, send prayers to all people involved, specifically the young lady who posted the video and her family.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
hopefully she can heal from that, because that's a traumatic experience, and for it to have gone on for that long as well, it's mad.
That's a fact. Okay, guys, I'm gonna